This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Let's talk about code words at work. I love this stuff that you didn't know about.
Oh, secret codes.
I absolutely adore it. And when I worked at Franklin's as a checkout chick, the old code 0 to aisles, please, code 0. That was to deter. That was to deter thieves. So whenever you heard code 0, everyone would be, you'd see sort of shoppers look around and go, what's going on here? But that'd be like if someone was stealing something from the store, you knew. I don't think I should do this, but I'm going to do it.
What are you going to do?
These are the disturbing phrases you never want to hear when you are flying on a plane.
Oh, why are we doing... Hang on, stop. Stop.
I'm sorry.
Why are we doing this? You know I have a fear of flying.
Okay.
I'm getting on a plane this weekend.
These are the code words that you need to listen out for. Code 300 and angel, two of the most important phrases to listen out for on a flight are code 300 and angel. According to experts, these terms indicate that a passenger has died on board. So when you hear angel, someone talking angel, someone's carked it on board. And this would happen quite regularly, on long-term flights.
We have a angel in row 73.
Well, did you hear about that Australian couple recently? And they sat a dead woman next to them on the plane.
Wow, I mean, they're not going to talk for long, are they?
Well, the wife was quite shocked by it, and she said, I told them that there were spare seats on the plane, but for some reason, unfortunately, it was them.
But they came over and said, don't worry, you're sitting next to an angel.
It was a Jetstar flight from to Bali as well, which usually happens.
We have a code here in the radio game, which is MO, which stands for mic off. If we could turn Fitzy's mic off,
that's
it. Just not into plane stories, thanks.
There you go. Oh, no, I'm back on again. Okay. Code yellow is a term used for minor medical situations on board. That's for passengers feeling lightheaded, nauseous and faint. Yep. Pan. When you hear pan, that's a call that there's a serious but non-life-threatening emergency.
Yes, pan.
Squawk 7500 or hotel. When you hear someone say hotel on a plane, it means that there is a hijacking in progress. Wow.
Hotel?
Squawk 7500 or hotel. That there is a hijacking in progress. And obviously, they've got to say these words to keep the passengers calm.
So now that you're telling everybody when people hear, hey, a hotel.
This is the other big one before we get on to 13 24 10 if you've got some. VIP, when you hear them say VIP, that actually means very irritating passenger.
Oh, damn. Because they always say, here he is, the VIP. I just assumed.
That is your Jetstar flight to Bali.
Yeah.
There's quite a few VIPs on that plane that have a few too many drinks. But you know what? Like, there's been quite a few comments. I mean, supermarkets are a big one as well. Actually, one of the comments here, someone said in one of the comments, at work they called me 007. Zero motivation, zero skill, and I go to the toilet 7 times a day.
Okay. There's your 007. I love a bit of code in the industry. We have NPP as well, new producer, please, which has said a lot around the office.
Jordan,
shaking his head.
So sorry, Tom. Jordan in Beacon Hill, what code do you use?
WKF. So I used to work at a restaurant, and we used to get some, kind of celebrities in. So we didn't want to, let everyone well-known know. So we used to just say WKF, which meant well-known face.
Oh,
WKF.
There's a well-known face in there. Okay, and it would alert everyone. The only thing, when you do it, Jordan, all the employees come out and just stare at the celebrity that's at the table. Did you ever get busted? You never got busted? No?
No, I never got busted, but we all have a sneaky eye on the table.
Yeah, and would
to see who was out there.
Would that celebrity need to be sort of a high-grade celebrity, or could it be someone like, I don't know, Richard Wilkins? Would you use it for him?
No, it'd be someone more important than Richard Wilkins, that's for sure.
Right. Who have you seen in there, George? Who was wandering through? Anyone?
We used to see, a few AFL players, that's for sure, and we're massive AFL. We used to love the AFL players. But I don't know. We used to see some movie celebrities, but
no, you can't say too much. I think what George is saying.
Don't say too much.
Yeah, got you, buddy. Thank you.
Let's go to Jacinta in Jordan Springs. What special code did you use as a nurse?
Oh, good morning, guys. We used to use, if we had a good-looking doctor that was come onto the ward, we would just quietly say, "Can we get a mop and bucket, aisle 7, please? Mop and bucket, aisle 7."
What was it to suggest, Jacinta?
Oh, I think you got to use your imagination for the rest.
Oh, mate.
I suppose anything to keep yourself amused. You do need to keep yourself amused at work sometimes, don't you?
Wild.
Yeah. Got to have good humour when you're a nurse.
Love you, Jacinta. Justin in Green Acre, what have you got, buddy?
Hey, good morning, guys. How you going?
Good, Justin.
That's good. Me and my best mate, if we're out in public or over the phone, we use the word ooga booga.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or we shorten it to oog the boog.
Yep.
Just so it doesn't draw too much attention if someone hears it. Just code for, is it safe to talk? Is anyone around that's listening?
Right.
Gotcha. So that's the setup before you can actually talk personal talk, Justin. I don't mind
right.
that.
Yeah, so if I've got, something going on or he's got something going on, it's kind of confidential between us.
Yeah.
We just, just quickly ooga booga. And then we both know exactly what it means. We both have a quick look around and make sure and have a good convo.
My concern, if I walked past somebody or I was not far from you, Justin, and you were having a normal conversation, I probably wouldn't be interested. But then when I heard ooga booga, I reckon I'd tune in.
Do you know what?
Yeah, that's the thing. We kind of want to shorten it to oog the boog to make sure, in case it doesn't draw too much attention.
Solution.
Gotcha. I was on the Ooga Booga as a drinking game as well, but I was doing the barbecue at the footy the other day, right? And with another mum, right? And we were watching our two boys. We had to do it in the first quarter while our boys were playing football, right? It was a volunteer barbecue. And her son got taken off the ground and he was walking along the boundary whip and she had, and it wasn't a whistle, but she made a noise with her mouth that her son, there would have been, I reckon, 100 people watching the game around.
Yep.
She made this noise and her son just immediately turned around and knew that his mum was there. It was like a little It was like a little sound that she made
sonic trigger
for her kids, and they know immediately there's mum, and he waved to mum straight away over at the barbecue.
Tom's shaking his head because I do this with my kids.
Yeah, and also the emperor penguins do it with their kids when they go away to sea. When they come back, it's a very unique sound that only they and their kids know.
That's body amazing.
Yeah.
Adrian in North Rocks, have you got a code word that you use at work?
I do, boys. I used to work in a small retail store of Bunnings.
Yep.
The little Bunnings. We say I'm going to register 13. That means I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, register 13.
Customers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Register 13 was going to the dunny,
Yep.
Adrian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll remember that when I go next time. Jeremy in Forest Lodge. Code words.
Yeah, good morning, guys. How are you?
Good, Jeremy.
Oh, sorry, a little bit of a crackle there.
That's coming.
That's all right. Puberty goes through all of us, Jeremy.
The one I've got is BFG.
CFG?
No, B for Bob, BFG.
Oh, the BFG, which is Big Friendly Giant.
Well, you would think that, but it was one that my son used to work when he used at KFC, and it was to let all his mates know out the back that there was a big fat guy that was about to place an order. Okay. Sorry to say. And then it meant that he would devoid the order afterwards. He'd order way too much food, and then he'd cancel part of the order, and then all the other guys knew that they had free food coming.
Okay.
That is brilliant.
Well, I'm a bit sensitive to that, to be honest, Jeremy, because they used to call me the BFG at school, the Big Friendly Greek.
Wow. So the BFG, if I hear that at KFC, I am running, Jeremy. I am running.
But at least I'll know they're talking about me.
Fits in Wippa with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.